this episode of Ghost Hunters International, the team travels to Barry's homeland of Ireland with a new member.
Is there somebody in here with us?
Ashley's trial by fire is at one of the most brutal haunts on an island of ancient spirits.
Did you just hear that?
I heard something. The voice.
Sounds like someone moving around.
Brandy feels a presence from the other side.
Oh, that was strange.
With evidence so vivid, this can be the client's only reaction.
This is brilliant.
What did GHI bring to light?
I just seen something pass.
At the Wicklow jail.
What the hell was that? They're gonna be here for a long night, man. To be here in beautiful Ireland. As everyone can see, we have our new team member Ash joined us, another Florida Ghost Team alumni. I know for a fact that she is a good investigator, real solid, and real passionate about the field, so I think she's going to be a welcome addition.
Thanks, Rob. This is an amazing opportunity, and I really can't wait to get into these places and investigate.
But you're definitely going to have all of us here supporting you, and get ready for a crazy ride.
I joined Florida Ghost Team a few years back, and that's whenever I met Rob. I investigated with them for a couple years. I'm big on the scientific side of things. Physics can explain a lot of things that people think are paranormal, but there are some things out there that even physics can't explain.
I think that we have got quite the investigation plan for you this evening, and Brandy's going to fill us in on exactly what we've got.
We are headed to Wicklow's jail. It was first constructed in 1702, and the conditions were absolutely horrendous. During the time of the Great Famine, the population was 780 prisoners, and there was about 17 people per cell.
In regards to the famine, I understand that some of the folks used to commit petty crimes to get into the prison so that they could get food. I am aware of several accounts of rotting corpses by the road and others eating on the corpses. It was a very, very harsh time in Ireland back then.
It's really awful.
We have a lot of different claims of activity here. People being pushed, they're being touched. People see blood on the floor. Lots and lots of shadow activity. All of these claims, you know, it's pretty spread out. So I think we certainly have our work cut out for us.
I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
The jail completely shut down in 1924. It now serves as a museum.
Oh, there is no mistaking that. That is definitely the prison. Marie?
Good evening, gentlemen. You're very welcome to Wicklow Jail. I have experienced haunted things, and I would love GHI to capture it and to know that it's scientifically there, to prove to myself, apart from anything else, but I'm not crazy. This jail is here since 1702, and we've had many, many prisoners. And we've had people here who have experienced different things. If you'd like to follow me this way, we'll commence.
Absolutely.
These are the original gates. They're here since 1702, called the Gates of Hell. And were called that by the prisoners themselves because each man knew once he went through them, wasn't much hope of coming back alive. Well, gentlemen, we'll go down the stairs. Steps are narrow, please be careful. If you're not too scared and ready for the next. This way, gentlemen. This was the schoolroom, and there were children and men and women were all taught in here.
Now, why were they keeping children here in the jail?
Children were born here and died here, of course. We had a couple from Glasgow with their young child, and as they were walking across here, the child stopped and said that he saw a young child in rags. Several other visitors to the jail have witnessed this.
Has anybody seen this child here recently?
There was a lady here last year who saw it, and a gentleman saw it as well. But when a child sees something, it makes you think.
All right, shall we head on?
Okay. You're going down in the dungeon. Now, gentlemen, this is the solitary confinement cell. And once you were put in here, you were on your own. No food, no visitors, nothing. There is a story about a man who was brought down here. Now, he was old and he was sick, and he was found here, dead. They forgot about him. I don't know, in here I feel definitely there's more sadness than maybe anywhere else.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, folks.
Keep going.
We'll go upstairs now. This is the main area of the jail. And as you can see, we have 3 separate levels.
I particularly hate the top floor cells. When I'm up there, I can feel the presence of the people that are here. And I feel like there's someone following me around. Needless to say, I try to spend as little time there as possible.
I just want to tell you something that happened to me here. I was the other end of the building on this floor, and my manager came on to the top level, and he walked across, and he came down the stairs. And as he came down the stairs, a mist forms. Like a little fog. The mist just came straight down behind him. And he walked towards me, towards the other end of the room, and it followed him. I asked several of the staff to come in and say, what do you see? Do you see anything? And they saw the mist. And as he got to me, he said, what's wrong? And I said, look behind you. And he said, no, I won't. And he passed me. He could never remember what he wanted to ask me.
All right, well, where are we heading?
This way. Come down here and I'll show you some of the cells. Cell number 1. We've had many visitors who have witnessed blood all over the floor, blood all over the place.
Why would there be blood on the floor in there?
You know, from 1702 to 1924, there was a lot of tortures here. You can imagine. I mean, there's a story about a young man being flogged so badly that they could count his ribs. But he had to come back and lie on the floor. There's no bed in there, so hence blood on the floor.
All right, keep going.
Now, gentlemen, cell number 5. This is what we call the haunted cell.
I've experienced a strange smell coming from cell number 5. I can only describe it as the smell of rotting flesh. And I saw a light forming coming from that cell, and I felt a coldness rise right up from the ground, right through my body. I didn't stay around to see what was going to manifest. I left the building immediately.
All right, so where are we heading next?
This is cell 12. One day, I brought people in, and they came into here, and the woman and man stood here for a second, and then she fainted. When we got her to, she said she couldn't breathe. She felt as if someone had caught her around the neck, and the man who was held in this cell was hanged in the town, caught around the neck, and that's what she felt.
All right, shall we head on?
Certainly. Okay, gentlemen, let me explain this to you. This was the attic of the original jail. It used to be the church. There's something in here. We had a young child who was leaving. He said, oh, the man in the attic, he had his arms folded and he smiled at me. We didn't have a man up here. The same day, a lady from Scotland, when she was leaving, she said, oh, that man you have up there is just lovely, and he smiled at me. And I asked her to describe him, and she described the same man that the child had seen.
But was there any other description with him?
They said that he was poorly dressed, so I don't think he was a prison officer.
Right, okay. All right, so we're gonna go grab the rest of the team, get in here, start getting set up, and get started.
That's great. The best of luck, lads.
All right, if you show us the way.
This way.
This particular case is a perfect example where we can utilize the new full spectrum DVR cameras so that we can widen our view of perspective and see what else is going in the outer fringes of the human capabilities of the eye. People are not seeing shadow at night. They're able to differentiate between light and dark. We replicate that with the full spectrum camera. It's got a broader angle of view to the spectrum, and we're able to understand and see that then.
That was weird.
Barry and I were setting up the DVR camera in the upper walkway of the main jail area, and I felt something tug on my leg. I looked all around on the walkway, and I even continued to look into the window of a nearby cell, and no one was there. I don't know if it was paranormal or not, but if it was, it could be an indication of how the night's gonna go.
All right, how'd we do? Camera 1 is a full spectrum camera. We wanted to capture that mist that was said to form on that balcony. Camera 2 is down in the schoolroom where the apparition of a child was said to be seen. Now, camera number 4 has been specifically designed to try and capture that mist as well.
Very good. Dustin and I are going to start with the thermal sweep, see if we can pick up anything.
Okay.
And then Barry, if you want to come in with Ashley, and Dustin, if you want to join them as well.
Sure.
Myself, Joe, and Brandy are going to get out of the building and let you guys have complete silence, and we're just going to have to switch like that.
Yep.
All right, let's get the rest of the lights out and let's get to work. Let's go to work.
Want to float around here to 31 where she felt that draft all the time?
Yeah, we can take a look in there.
Rob and I took the thermal camera up to room 31, where Marie, our client, has claimed to have felt a breeze every time she's in there.
31.
Let's see if we can figure this one out. There, so there's our window. And actually all around it, if anything, it's a little hotter. Yeah. The thermal camera is very useful for using surface temperatures and stuff to denote where some wind could be coming in from the outside.
There's no major draft coming through there.
For an old place, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
But the windows seem very solid, so really no explanation for that yet. We'll have to see if anybody experiences it throughout the night. Can you imagine 17 to 20 people just stacked in these cells? It's crazy.
And then knowing that as soon as you got brought in, what the hell was that? Where'd that come from?
Something right down that end. I can't tell if it says floor or one lower.
Is there any kids in here with us?
If you're here, you should come closer. Don't be afraid to approach us. Why don't you slam one of these doors?
What is that? Are there any kids in here with us?
If you're here, you should come closer. Don't be afraid to approach us.
What is that?
I don't know. I keep hearing it, but I have no idea what it is. Rob and I had just started the thermal sweep, and we're hearing all kinds of noise throughout the prison.
You can come on out right now. Just walk towards us so we know where you are.
I think we're gonna be in for a long night, man.
All right. Why don't you grab Ashley?
Okay.
Best of luck.
Thanks, brother. Just starting off our investigation, Barry, Ashley, and I had walked into the main level of the prison.
This place certainly does have a feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When I was 3 years old, my grandmother bought a house in Orlando, Florida, and the house was haunted. A lot of banging on doors, sounds like dishes and stuff being thrown around in the kitchen, and voices in the house. That's what sparked my interest in the paranormal. I mean, ever since then, I've been hooked on going out into random abandoned houses and seeing if I can find anything paranormal.
Well, if it's going to be you guys, I think I'll head down to solitary for a little bit.
What we'll do, we'll start on this floor and make our way up in the church. I certainly need to concentrate some of my efforts there with an EVP.
What was that, dude?
That sounds as if it's moving, actually. It is moving.
Yeah, it is. We were just kind of talking about what we're going to do, and there was a bunch of noise from the upper levels. It actually sounded as if somebody was walking on the wooden planks up there. You could hear movement, you could track movement. So this place really gets started early.
Do you want to head down there, Dustin, and we'll
you guys handle this.
Yeah.
I'm going to head downstairs.
Okay.
Good luck to you. I'll see you a bit.
All right. Take care.
We decided that Barry and Ashley were going to pursue the sounds being heard in the prison. I was going to head down to solitary confinement.
Ashley and Barry on the first floor. We mean no harm. We understand a lot of you are here from the 1798 rebellion. You were fighting for Ireland. We understand what you were going through. We understand what you were up against in this prison. Now we ask that you come forward.
Something just feels really, really bad here.
I thought I just seen something pass.
Right there.
Feels like my right ear is like clogged. Is there somebody in here with us?
I never go by feelings, but my chest really hurts.
Your chest is hurting.
Yeah.
There's a theory that the presence of paranormal activity can reduce the atmospheric pressure within certain sites. That's why we use weather stations that monitor the barometric pressure, and then that will give us a heads up of what's going on.
It was weird because it felt like when we were over there right before we walked this way, like it felt like my right ear was clogging up. Like a weird muffle.
See, I think we've got a hunch that the females are being more prone to what goes on in here. That's why I want to check this. Barometric pressure is holding steady.
Did you hear that?
For the record, this Dustin. While Dustin was down in the lower sections, Ashley and I were hearing some unusual noises. We assumed it was Dustin.
What's that noise from?
And again, we heard something that sounded like a door closed. What the hell?
Do you guys just bang a door?
No.
Do you hear a loud bang like it was a door?
We thought it was you.
Yeah.
No, I was sitting nice and quiet down in solitary.
No, wasn't us.
Oh.
All right, we'll head back down.
Dustin likewise had assumed it was us, and it simply wasn't. There seemed to be something going on there. I wasn't quite sure what it was. So we're going to have to concentrate on that later as the night rolls on. Okay, we'll head upstairs.
Back to the hole. EVP session continued, Dustin in solitary. Are you responsible for the loud sound that was just outside this chamber? A loud metal crashing sound. Being that I was going to be all alone down in solitary, I decided to bring as much equipment as possible to help document anything that I would experience. I had the thermal camera with me, and one camera trained on the EMF detector in case that would go off, as well as the digital voice recorder. Can you possibly show yourself? Could you appear before me right now if you wanted to? Could you give me any kind of sign if you understand? What was that? Were you trying to talk to me just then? I know people get awkward feelings when they're in this room. I'm not frightened by you. I'm just here to try to talk to you. What was that? At one point during EVP work in solitary, there sounded like almost like a voice. It was kind of garbled just over my left shoulder. If that was you, I was able to hear something. I couldn't discern exactly what it was you said. Can we try it again? It sounded just like a voice, a man's voice, deep. I can't imagine no one comes down here to talk to you very often. No one comes down here to visit. This could be your last chance. Luckily, that was right over where I had placed the voice recorder. So I'm confident that in evidence review, there will be something there. It's just a matter of discerning exactly what it was.
Brandy, solo investigation EVP session in the chapel. I headed up to the chapel. Some of the claims of activity coming from there. We're seeing a man folding his arms in one of the corners, as well as other apparitions throughout the area. I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to listen to your story. Prove to me that you're here. What the? I just saw something right above my head. It was really fast. Oh, what was that? At one point during my session, I started seeing a fluorescence of light. You need to try harder. Prove to me that you're here. There is no light filtering into this place at all from where I am. There's no reason for any fluorescence, any lighting of any kind. I keep seeing something up to my left-hand side, up near the ceiling. I don't know, it's right above my head. I can't tell how far away it actually is. When I started seeing the fluorescence, then I started seeing some type of form in front of me. It seemed like it was towards the ceiling, and it hovered for like a couple seconds, but it was definitely there. I know I don't go on my feelings, but I do have to say, this room does feel different, just thick. I brought with me a mini TV, I brought with me an audio recorder, and I was utilizing the full spectrum camera as well. So hopefully, on one of those pieces of equipment, I have something to prove to everyone else what I was experiencing.
All right, this is it. Billy Byrne cell. All right, let's get set up here.
Rob and I started off the investigation in the prison, and we started doing an EVP session.
You know what happened in here, right? A woman comes in visiting from America. She walks in, bam, hits the ground. She says the last thing she remembered before she went black was that somebody was choking her. She had this choking sensation. So outside, maybe?
It sounded like cell doors. We were kind of hearing sounds. Sometimes it sounded like it was coming from outside, and sometimes it sounded like it was coming from upstairs.
All right, let me see if I can get a better hearing on it here.
The audio amplifiers are customized headphones. What they do for us is dampen high decibel sound and amplify low frequency sound. We can record in real time into one of our digital voice recorders anything that's being heard through the headphones.
I got a friendly challenge for you, Billy. Why don't you come choke me? Show me what that noose felt like. We ask that you come on out. Did you guys hear that? Thought I heard something there. It almost sounded like something said out after I said out. It sounded as if something repeated the word out after I finished speaking. To whoever remains in this jail with us now, we ask for you to demonstrate to us which cell you remain in.
What is that? I thought I heard something over here.
I heard it. To whoever remains in this jail with us now, we ask for you to demonstrate to us which cell you remain in.
What is that? I thought I heard something over here.
I heard it.
To me, it sounded like a voice. Very, very faint in my left ear.
I couldn't hear a voice, but I heard sound. When Joe and I moved out into the main jail area, the activity started to pick up. But if you stay here, I'll move up to the second.
Okay.
So we got them both covered. Joe and I split up so that we could better pinpoint where the sound was coming from. Are there any children here? Is that why you're hiding? Did you guys hear that?
I heard something.
Someone making noise up here, Joe.
It sounded like it came to my right.
Sounded like it was up here. Sounds like someone moving around. You hearing all this?
What is that?
Something going on. Someone's walking around. Joe and I start wandering around this place, and we're looking at each other, and we're hearing shuffling, walking around, movement from other areas near us in the jail. Who's in here? It's a bit unnerving. It's definitely pretty strange to hear the sounds of someone walking around with the two of us. Come on out. Just want to talk. What do you think of the British who ran this prison? Did they do a pretty good job? Okay, Joe, I'm coming down to you.
Okay.
In my opinion, we haven't even seen the fireworks yet. This place is getting ready to jump off, and somebody's going to document it.
So it's this one right here.
All right. So this is the cell that they see blood in?
Yeah.
Ashley and I headed down to cell 1 on the main level, where there have been claims of seeing blood. EVP session, Ashley and Brandy in cell 1. My name is Brandy. This is my friend Ashley sitting against the wall. We've come a very long way to meet you, to speak with you. We have a few devices to ensure that we can document your presence. The device that I'm holding in my right hand, you can speak into. You can tell me your name. You can tell me why you stay. I ask for you now to enter the cell. Did you hear that? What the hell? If you're out here wandering through the corridors, I ask that you come forward. Do you want us to leave? All right, I thought I just saw like a red light up on the second level.
This one right above us here?
Yeah, but I'm moving back and forth and I don't see any. I mean, there's nothing coming through, whatever that is.
If that was you, can you please show yourself?
I had been standing at the far end of the main hallway when, looking up, I had seen what looked like fluorescent lights. There were no light sources up there. We don't really have a reason for that happening. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Sounded like it was from up there.
Let's head up there. Do you have a flashlight?
I do.
I want to turn it on red so we don't fall and kill ourselves. We then moved upstairs where we were continuing with the EVP session. Are you up here now? Are you trying to hide from us? What is your intention? Okay. There's definitely movement down here.
Yes.
Oh. That was strange.
What?
It was like someone tugged. Are you up here now? Ashley and I moved upstairs where we were hearing some sounds. Were you trying to hide from us? What is your intention? Okay. There's definitely movement down here.
Yes.
Oh. That was strange.
What?
It was like someone tugged. As Ashley and I were walking down the corridor, I had the mini DV camera in my right hand. All of a sudden, it felt like someone had tugged on the right hand of the recorder. Almost like if someone like grabbed near the IR illuminator and like went like that.
Okay.
That was strange.
When I was up here earlier with Barry setting up the cameras,
Yeah.
the same exact floor,
Yeah.
right about where you're standing, maybe a little bit further down,
Yeah.
I felt as if someone poked my leg or tugged at my jeans. It's exactly what I felt, and I told Barry that afterwards.
All right. I don't know, that was just really strange.
Yeah.
There's no explanation for it.
Especially since it happened to you in the same place it happened to me earlier. I mean, this was before the investigation.
All right, let's try to head up to the third floor.
Okay.
Well, that was certainly different.
Yeah.
School is once again in session. My name's Rob. This is Joe.
Rob and I, we started doing an EVP session.
If the little child who's seen here isn't here, perhaps whoever is here could help us out with something. See the examples on the board, right? I'll read out the example, and if you could make the appropriate number of knocks. Here's your math problem for today. 2 + 2. How many knocks would that be? Come on, you don't want people to think that you weren't a good student, do you? There's supposed to be a little boy, a little girl that plays in this area. And we really need desperately to find out their name.
I ran out of tape.
Okay. Head back. Get some fresh set of eyes and equipment in here.
Okay.
All right. EVP session, Dustin and Barry.
At one point in the night, Barry and I were in the old school area where the apparition of a boy is said to have been seen.
At this moment in time, I cannot see you, nor can I hear you. But I am not here to do you harm. We are here to do quite the opposite.
We'd just like to try to communicate with you. See if there's anything we can do to help you. There's a very strange feeling in there. I really felt like, almost like the air was charged, you know, you just kind of sense something's going on in there.
What of the child who remains here? Are you looking for your way home? Looking for your mom? If you're frustrated, yell at us so that we may understand. Yes, it is true. Justin is from America. But he is not here to take you to America.
Barry? All right, this is going to sound really odd, but you know me, right?
Yes.
I always have sweets in my pocket.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you'll be able to hear it when you play back, but there was just movement, like I had it in my pocket, like something was pulling it out.
Your sweets?
Yeah. It was just odd to me because it was like it had weight to it, like someone was putting their hand like in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm kind of candyaholic. It's possible that perhaps this child had sensed that or was just trying to get my attention.
All right, guys. Thanks for the effort tonight. Let's meet up, get everything packed up, and head for home. I think Ashley did a great job tonight. She had a lot to step into. This was an intense investigation, but she never backed down. She never said, oh, this is too much for me. She was always up for the challenge. And I think that that's going to be something that will continue to complement the team as we move on to even bigger challenges.
I would like GHI to find the mist. I would like them to be able to capture it and to know that it's scientifically real. And it will affect me because I'll be able to say, yes, it's there.
During the tour, the client made remarks on a lot of the visual activity going on within the Wicklow Gaol. And hopefully now with the introduction of the new full-spectrum DVR cameras, we can try and capture some of that. And also, during the investigation, a lot of audio things were heard.
Hey, guys. So you and Rob were on the first level of the jail, and you were running an audio session. I got something.
Okay. Yes, it's a whisper. It sounds like it's saying rice or something similar to that.
Okay, Barry, here we go.
I would tend to go with rights.
Rights.
Rice itself wasn't really a staple diet back then. And the revolution and the men that were put in there, with 17 men per cell, they were fighting for their rights. They were fighting for their freedom. I could definitely support rights.
I just took it as rice because maybe I was Asian.
Okay, let's move on. Good catch, Brandy.
Thank you.
Good set of ears.
Wow. Hey, guys. I think we got something here. Dustin was down in the dungeon area by himself. It sounds like a growl. If you guys want to take a listen.
Oh. I wasn't expecting to hear that.
Wow, that sounds kind of menacing.
And that's inside the cell with them.
Wow.
Whatever it is, it's very mysterious. Guys, I want you to have a look at this. I've never seen anything quite like this before. Shooting down into the main prison, and that's where the client said that she has seen things hovering around the lower floor.
Right.
Watch this. This is whenever no one's there. Something appears.
That is really cool.
I've never seen anything like that.
I think these new cameras have paid off. There's something going on.
Marie, how are you?
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
How you been?
Good.
Well, you took us around, you showed us where several of the hot spots have been, and so we set up equipment to make sure that we're trying to capture the activity that might be in these areas, where the mist had possibly been reported, where people had been seen walking through gates. At one point, Dustin and I were walking around and we're hearing so many noises that I just called out, hello? Thinking it was one of us walking around. And we got a response. Someone answered our question, but unfortunately, because of the distance and the echo, we weren't able to record it. However, we did pick up an EVP, which is something we don't hear at the time. We go back and listen to the tape. Sometimes voices have imprinted.
I was with Barry at this time, and we were in the school portion, and a voice comes in, and I want to play that one for you here.
Play it again for me.
Sure. I can loop it for you.
That's a child's voice, and there's a child in there.
In the school?
Yeah. And people have seen a child in there in rags.
Well, I didn't get to see the child while I was in there, but I had said out loud, if you can maybe just tug on one of our coats or something to let us know that you're here with us. And then pretty much right after that, there was a distinct tug on the right pocket of my jacket. It happened to have candy in that pocket. And sure enough, you'd feel a tug on the jacket, and you could hear the candy wrapper move around in there.
Told you.
Well, that wasn't, I mean, we had more than that. At one point, Brandy was walking, holding her camera. She actually felt the camera get tugged down. So we had other team members feel like there was physical contact being made. We have another voice. This was myself and Joe right here. We have a voice that certainly was neither of us, and we've had some debate on what it says. So we're going to let you settle this one for us.
I want to play that one for you here. The voice comes in. I can loop it for you and try to isolate it.
It's a woman, but I can't make out what she's saying.
And we've had some debate, rice or rights. What did it sound like to you?
If it is rights, it might have something to do with that cell.
Cell number 5.
Yes. That cell tells the story of Anne Devlin. Anne Devlin came to visit her father, and he was held here without even a trial. So maybe it's her saying her father's rights.
A couple other things to share with you, Marie. I spent some time down in the solitary confinement area, and I had several pieces of equipment running in there to try to capture any activity. And there was something that came through. I'm going to play that for you now.
Okay.
I'm not afraid about it. I just need to try to talk to you.
Play it again.
Of course. I'm not sure if it was a growling sound.
That's what it sounds like.
What does that make you think when you hear something like that?
I don't know. I'm just overwhelmed with the whole thing. To find one thing, I said to you, find one thing and I'd be happy. But this is brilliant. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more on that one.
Yeah.
All right, Marie, I think we've given our ears enough of a workout now. We want to show you something.
Oh, you're joking me.
No, not at all. We set up the cameras expressly in the areas that you said that things were appearing and people were seeing these fogs, and we were able to actually document some goings on in those areas. The camera is actually positioned up here, shooting down to cover this entire main floor. Now, if you look top left, this is where the woman was seen walking.
What is it?
Don't know. We went through the regular possibilities of dust, a bug, but this thing is actually self-illuminating. It's way too small to be a flashlight, even though none of us are there at the time. So where this came from, what it is, where it went, we can't say.
Wow, sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Oh. Now, Marie, where did you see the mist?
Right up there.
What if we had something over there for you?
Oh.
Once again, you're looking down. This is the main floor.
Yeah.
In this area here.
Gone.
What the hell is it?
We're not sure exactly what it is.
This is great. I mean, this is real.
Yeah.
And it's nobody telling us they think they see something. You have it.
Yeah. There's no flashlights. There's no one walking around. This comes, it's there, it's gone. We checked the rest of the footage, and that's the only time it happened the entire night.
That's the mist.
Given the voices, the sightings, the personal experiences, as well as these strange lights that were captured, it is definitely the opinion of the GHI team that this location is haunted.
I always knew there was something here, and I'm just delighted that you found it. You know, that I'm not going mad.
So you feel good? You know you're not going crazy?
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
You have been an absolute delight to work with.
Oh.
Thank you so much for having us here. It has been terrific.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Shall we go?
Thank you.
All right.
GHI came in here and proved that the spirits are here. And GHI didn't make it up. It's on the machines. And I saw it, which is great.
Tell you what, Dustin, to see someone so satisfied with what we accomplished that they're in tears and beyond happy, that's the payoff right there.
Absolutely, man. It's nice to see somebody who's actually relieved, and now she's got proof that these things are happening there.
Yeah. We wouldn't have had that big proof if it weren't for Barry. The new cameras, they pay off in a big way and really help out the client and our team. Ashley really fit in well. It was a big case. The team really came together well, and Ireland is off to a huge start.
That's it, man.